Hello and welcome to Chess Please, and this series which I'm calling Watch and Learn, where I will play through a standard game of chess, inevitably a very flawed game of chess, but via the magic of editing, I'll jump on in as you're watching from the future to tell you what the computer says was actually the right move for mistakes myself and my opponent make. So hopefully you can get a grasp on where things go wrong and a good handle on why things have gone wrong. Hopefully it's an instructive time and a fun time. Let's jump in. Okay, let's see what we can get ourselves into. We have been playing pretty poorly over the last couple of weeks, so let's just get back to basics. In fact, we've got a lot of requests for a Colle system, and there's nothing more back to basics than that. So we will build that out, see what we can kind of come up with. Again, the computer might actually help me get a little better at that opening, given that I don't play it as often. I am more of an e4 player. I think particularly against these kind of fianchetto bishop sort of King's Indian-y setups, though this isn't quite that. It can be a little troublesome, but I think we're okay. I think we can just build up our nice little fortress here and start to push for e4 post haste. I think probably now is maybe a good time for that. That is fine. Again, if they push here, we dip back here, and I think we will now make our move on e4. This is kind of textbook Colle stuff. We'll take with the knight to open up this bishop. Now, while this may seem innocuous, trading off knights in an opening, and that happens quite a lot, this is actually a huge blunder, and our opponent is going to be paying for it for the rest of the game, because, and we do capitalize on it correctly, so I'll leave you to watch the rest of it. But we take here, just keep an eye on this rook. And if you were that rook, you start to think, actually, where can I go? Let's find out. We'll take with the bishop. That hits the rook. Maybe they won't see it. This could go a long way towards trapping that rook. A very long way. That's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we just take here. This has gone well so far, I think. I think we push. I think that rook is still trapped. So we'll give up the pawn that we've won already to win an exchange. Again, don't normally want to give away our dark square bishop in positions like this, but if it's for a rook, I'll definitely do it. I'll do that every time. So this is going well. I have been known to lose games from positions like this, as we all have, I'm sure. Do we have a little intermezzo check here? Now, black really should have just dealt with this pawn first and foremost, but it turns out we actually did have an intermezzo here. We don't end up playing it, spoilers, but it comes after a pretty funky sequence, but it's quite nice. So I'll show it to you here. We take here. If the king takes, then queen comes out here. Queen b3 check. And they can either block with the pawn, we'll just take that. They can block with the bishop, and things get even worse, I'm afraid, because the knight comes in here with check. The king steps back. The knight can then take, and we've got a nice little discovery here. The rook is still hanging this whole time. So the queen moves out of, it's also, yeah, we're hitting the queen. So a whole heap of stuff going on here. So the queen is going to move over here out of the way. And now we basically just take the rook like we intended to in the first place. But now we've completely destroyed black's structure. And this knight can then move away with check or wherever it might want to move to. It's just a slightly, well, sorry, it's a much better position than we end up in. But yeah. We did have a little intermezzo to answer my own question. Back to the game. I feel like we probably do. But then I think that leaves that exposed. Which it isn't at the moment. So let's just do this. Let's just take our money and run, as they say. Okay, well now I don't see any reason to let them take the pawn. There's also this, which might win that knight. We're in great shape. What are we up? We're up 6 points of material at the end of that skirmish. Okay. This guy might not survive. And that's fine. That can happen. Especially because we might just win the bishop after this. This rook, Marshall in the back rank, as well as he knows how. That's interesting. Part of me thinks that we're up enough material that this will just be fine. We'll just give back the exchange and get our bishop safe and free. And as it happened, the computer did not hate giving back this exchange, and this is kind of indicative of like when you are up a ton of material, everything kind of wins. As long as you're not like blundering a huge amount of material, you're kind of just working your way towards the game. Slightly better in this case was bishop in here to attack the rook, so basically counter-attacking with tempo, but it's much of a muchness, and again when you are up like this much material, the margins get pretty thin in terms of difference between okay moves in every direction. Back to the game. It's a little passive, but it's using some of that material, that our hard-earned material, to buy us a cozier life. Again, we are up a full minor piece now, which doesn't feel like a bad thing. Maybe do this just for some luft. We've resigned. Okay, that's a pretty tidy Colle little win. Let's see what the game review had to say about it. Maybe we spliced in some mistakes from me or my opponent, but that seemed okay. And as it happened, it went a little better than okay actually. We played a 93 rating with 0 mistakes, inaccuracies, blunders or misses, which is huge and just a testament to how easy the Colle system can be to play. Now, it's not always like that. Unfortunately, our opponent made one big blunder which kind of threw the whole game a cropper, but hopefully it was instructive. If you are newer to the Colle system, I do have a couple of videos on how to play that. It is a really fun, simple system with an inbuilt plan, so I'll link these here for you to check out. Otherwise, let me know your thoughts on this format in the comments, and also just on the channel in general. Let me know what you would like to see, and feel free to subscribe and stick around for more chess content. Other than that, have a great day and enjoy your chess. Cheers!